Good morning, Om Shanti, Namaste. Take those off. Thanks for joining me on my One Posture Wednesday. So this week I'd like to offer Upavistha Konasana. So this is a wide-legged forward fold, seated forward fold. So Upavistha meaning seat or seated, Kona meaning angle. So we did a couple of the preparatory postures for this posture over the last previous weeks. So you can get those on my YouTube channel. So if you go to my website, www.nutri5plus.co.uk, it's the number 5. And you'll come to the first page there, and scrolling to the white writing services and classes, click on that. It takes you to my online classes and soon to be some live classes going back into yoga studios. Hooray! So yeah, keep an eye on that schedule for updates. So if you scroll down to Wednesday, you'll see a little hyperlink in brackets that says click here, do so, and that'll take you to my YouTube channel. And you've got lots of yoga videos on there. And if you go to videos there, you've got the One Posture Wednesdays, and there's quite a few of them. I've been doing it for about 16 weeks, something like that, a long time. So Upavistha Konasana. So I find with this posture, wide-legged forward fold, people want to get further. There's an image in their head that they want to get to, and they end up straining. So a really lovely preparation would be the one we did 2 weeks ago, which would be Dandasana. So that's the press of the palms down into the ground and the legs are out straight. And you're really pressing palms down, and you're starting to activate through the very upper side ribs, offering the breastbone forwards, but the front ribs aren't pushing forwards. Relaxing the shoulders down the back, reaching through the back legs, the heels, the soles and the 10 toes to sky. If the arms aren't long enough to press into the ground, pop on a couple of props, really helps that lift, but we're not lifting out of the seat. Another one would be the Baddha Konasana, which is the option I gave you last week. That would be a wide diamond, which would be the yin approach as we soften the belly and round the back body, or the yang approach where we open the foot book and we draw the heels in towards the groins. So there was also Supta Baddha Konasana, where we would put that on its back and lay down with the legs out wide, supporting the thighs if need be, the soles of the feet together. That would be a more restorative option. So check them out, and then that leads us beautifully into Upavistha Konasana. So we're offering the legs to go wide. So we're looking for as wide as feels comfortable, yeah? And then have a little notice how it feels in your sit bones. So if you're naturally, we'd like to be slightly, well, in the center of the ischial tuberosity, the bony protrudences. We want to release the flesh. So again, we take the hands to the butt cheeks and feel into those little bony protrudences. And then it's a diagonal out and back maneuver to release that flesh. So we're actually on the sit bones. And if you find, if you're tilting backwards, I'm just going to show you that from the side. If you're tilting backwards because perhaps there are very tight hamstrings and that's pulling the back hips down, then you might find sitting on something, a yoga block or a book or a cushion, just pop it underneath, and then it gives you that slight forward assist. And we're kind of in the center of the sit bones and slightly forwards. So do use the props if need be. Really important to help us with our practice. And before we come in any deeper, I'd like to offer this for those with very tight hamstrings. So you would have placed something perhaps underneath your seat to give you a little forward tilt, a little assist. And then you might also like to take something a softer approach. So if there's very tight hamstrings, I like to offer coming at it with the knees bent. And you know, coming forwards eventually, we do so from the hips, not from the waist. So we're not rounding the upper body, because often I see shoulders really want to get forwards and down, and the rest of the torso isn't actually doing anything. Whereas it's about the hinge from the hips, so the spine stays straight. So if this is you and you want to come at it with bent knees, you might pop the feet on the ground. You might use your hands on your legs to keep that spine long. And I'm actually now starting to work just below the elbow to just the side of the knee to keep that spine long and to offer the hinge from the hips. Relax the shoulders, broaden those collarbones, the chin slightly towards the chest. And that's a really lovely first place to come. And of course, benefits for this posture. So from a therapeutic point of view, arthritis, sciatica, so, you know, that long nerve, the sciatic nerve from the base of the glute all the way down to the heel bone. And also it helps to detox our kidney area in the lower lumbar area. From a physical awareness, we're looking at stretching the inner thigh and outer thigh. We're looking at stimulating the abdominals and the diaphragm. We're really working into the feet, the ankles and heels and toes. So there's stimulation and support and strengthening for the ankles there. And it helps to calm the mind as well, this posture. Upavistha Konasana, wide angle, forward fold, seated forward fold. So let's get to it a little bit more. So it's great, obviously it's a hip opener, so do be kind to this area. And you know, a really lovely next step would be to put something soft underneath the knees. You can see I've got a rolled up blanket here. And that, again, just takes some of the pressure off. If you find that the knees, the back of the knees don't come to the ground, and that's probably most of us, having something soft to the back of that joint, the knee joint, really assists it to enable it, to invite it to come to that something soft. And we can really start to reach through the heels then. So going to the place that feels best for you. Remember the seat, you can have something under there, you can have something under the back of the knees. And then slowly starting to invite the legs wider. So to do this, I like to take my hands just behind my thighs, my back thighs. I'm on fingers and thumbs. I'm just going to scoot. You see that? Scoot the glute and the tailbone and the pubic bone forward. So now I've gone even wider. And then the hands, fingers and thumbs to the ground. Really reach through the heels. So really starting to feel this wonderful opening in the pelvis area. So fantastic also for working both ovaries and prostate. Relax the shoulders, broaden at the collarbones, the chin tucks slightly towards the chest, and then inhale, really press down through those bony protuberances, sit bones up out of the top of the head. And as you exhale, we start to walk the hands slowly forwards. So remember, if this is a very strong posture for you, you might like to bring something in like a chair. The seat of a chair brought towards you to put your forehead down on would really help this. Or a yoga bolster, as I have, or a couple of rolled up mats together like this. Really helps, held together with elastic bands, those ones. So you might pop your bolster in front of you, or the seat of your chair as you draw it towards you, and you might just slowly place the hands onto the seat of that chair and the forehead on top of the hands. And you might stay right here. This might be where you rest at. So I'm just going to show you that from the side as the bolster's in the way. So finding the soft prop underneath the seat if required, release the flesh of the sit bones, and then the hands come behind, and then I sit myself further forward, so I've gone wider. I'm really starting to get that lovely opening in the inner thigh and groin. And what I'm doing here is it's a really lovely step, I think, to take the hands to the inside thighs and inhale and exhale and roll them back and really roll back through the hip. So you're really inviting that opening there, and you can sit and do this. Relax the shoulders, bring in your chair, the seat of your chair, your rolled up mats or your bolster, and just settle the head down. Keep active through the back of the legs. Keep rotating from the inner groin to the upper thigh and to the back of the thighs. So going in that direction, that rotation is happening, opening up. And as the body starts to open, we can start to invite ourselves to go lower. So you might invite a couple of pillows, cushions. You might stack them up on books so it's higher up. Draw up the soft props towards the groin area, and slowly, hinging from the hips, invite yourself to come forwards and down towards your props. So settling in. Remember, we're not coming to a place where we then round the top body and the shoulders creep forwards. We want the shoulders to stay broad and relaxed, broad at the collarbones and relaxed as we start to offer the heart forwards and down. And you might put something to support your head. Relax those shoulders as you start to move in and down. Keep reaching through the heels, activating the back of the calves, the back of the knees. The popliteal fossa is at the back of the knee, and this is where the lymph is drained from, and into the back of the thighs. And very slowly over time, as you practice this posture, you will slowly start to make your way in and down. So keep relaxing and releasing and opening, and just sitting here can be enough. The chin to the chest, that is a lovely place to be. Inhale to prepare, exhale, keep the shoulders relaxed and collarbones broad. Keep offering the heart forwards and down. You might come to forearms, and there might be perhaps a prop for your forehead as you settle into this place. And it's, it comes when it's ready. We go with the breath. And then maybe there's a little more. And over time, take your time. We start to make our way towards the ground. You might have your little fist pillow to keep some lift so you can breathe in and out through the nose, especially if you've got hay fever. And as we settle in, we keep reaching through the heels, soles, toes, reaching up, working the back of the legs. Keep sending that rotation of the inner groin, inner thigh, up to the top thigh and to the back thigh. And settle in there, and we slowly invite the belly down as well as the chest towards the ground. Couple of breaths, keep reaching through. You'll notice the toes will want to roll in. Keep reaching them up to the sky. One more breath there. And then very slowly, palms to the earth or onto your props, wherever you are, and roll yourself back up. Take your time and exhale. The head sits up on its axis. Broaden those collarbones. Take the hands to the back thighs and draw them in. Rejoice in the legs coming back together again. Maybe take a seated child. Take the hands around the shins, the arms around the shins, tuck the chin to the chest, and just return, giving yourself perhaps a little bit of massage up and down, around the shoulders, the upper arms, around the elbows and the lower arms, and then swapping the hands to go back in the opposite direction. Slowly release and come to a comfortable position. You might want to keep the legs together as they've been wide for some time. Thanks so much for joining me for Upavistha Konasana. I'm going to be away for the next couple of weeks on holiday, but I will be back in 2 weeks' time for more One Posture Wednesday. Please do join me. Take care. Look after yourselves. Thanks so much. Om Shanti. Namaste.
Bye.